The average American consumes about 725 milligrams of morphine and its equivalent, and the average Australian consumes about half of that. But the average Singaporean consumes just 4.5 milligrams of morphine and its equivalent. That is just 10% of the global average. Morphine is often used by patients who suffer from long-term illnesses and experience physical pain on a daily basis. Used correctly, morphine can lessen the pain faced by patients who go on to lead regular lives. But in Singapore, morphine is viewed negatively, and doctors and patients are often reluctant to use them.
We have the legacy of the opium wars and the fear of addiction that came from the last century. So it is very well known that people think that opium and medications derived from opiums are bad things. In the West, I think the public is much more aware that they don't need to have pain when they have an operation. They expect their pain to be well controlled after having an operation in hospital. Whereas here, our patients keep quiet about it. If we have an operation, we expect to have pain, so we don't ask for pain medications.
Bernard Ang was diagnosed with cancer 9 years ago, but it was only 2 years ago that his doctor decided to prescribe morphine, despite the fact that Bernard had been experiencing pain since he started treatment. Bernard is now a fervent advocate of the use of opioid.
Pain is very destructive, not only to your body, to your mind, to your spirit, and to your soul. It destroys you totally. And you cannot manage pain on your own. You need help. Why do you have to suffer when you don't have to? If something helps you, why can't you accept it? Morphine helps to control your pain. You shouldn't refuse.
Dr. Goh says that when taken under medical supervision, morphine is safe and extremely helpful to the patient.
I think Bernard is an extremely good example. He's a walking example of how people can be living their lives normally. They're articulate. They're not like zombies. They're not unconscious. They're not addicted. And actually it frees you.
Pain relief is only part of the services offered to patients at palliative centres. Singapore's first hospice opened in 1985 at St. Joseph's Home. But despite being around for so many years, only 30% of the 70,000 people who die every year have benefited from some form of palliative care.
I think there's still a great deal of ignorance. All the polls that we've done, when we've asked people, have you heard of hospice, do you know what it is? There's still, the majority of people have still not heard of it and have very little idea about what we do. And then the little areas of knowledge, a lot of that is negative. You know, people associate it with death, and it's not about dying. It's about how we want to live for the last part of our lives.
Palliative care has recently become a specialty at medical schools to attract more students and professionals in the field. Organizations like the Lian Foundation are also helping to raise awareness through its campaign called Stop the Pain. The campaign includes the movie Life Before Death, which was filmed in 11 countries and portrayed cancer, HIV, and other patients with chronic pain. But CEO Lee Po Wah says there is still a ways to go.
And you look at the level of conversation on end-of-life care among family members and friends as well, I think it's still dismal. And the quality of palliative care is not in a way uniform. Some are very good, some can be improved as well. So I think there's a lifetime of work to be done in Singapore as well.